Hello again, everybody. Welcome to USA Wrestling Weekly. I'm Scott Casper. It's time for this week's news and features from USA Wrestling, the national governing body of our sport. As promised last week, we start the show in Baku, Azerbaijan, the site of the FILA Golden Grand Prix. There was some serious prize money up for grabs there in all three styles, and Team USA entered athletes in men's and women's freestyle, and several members of the 2014 World Teams competed. Up first, the U.S. men. That's where three-time World Team member Brent Metcalf put on a gold medal winning performance at 143. He worked his way to the finals with a pair of wins, defeating Murad Nakadiev of Russia 9-0 and shut out rival Hazelin Garcia of Canada 2-0. In the semifinals, we go to the gold medal round. It was there Metcalf fell behind 0-6 to Magomed Muslimov of Azerbaijan, but he ramped up his offense in the second period. He scored 4 points on a front headlock roll and then added another takedown to tie it at 6 each. When time ran out, Metcalf was awarded the decision on criteria based on the highest scoring move. That was the 4-point throw. Metcalf earned $10,000 for the win. $5,000 was awarded for silver and $2,000 for each bronze medalist. The three other 2014 U.S. World Team members in action all won bronze as well. It was 189. Easy Ed Ruth, he won a bronze, opening with a pin over Latvia, followed by a tech fall over his Azerbaijan opponent. In the semis, he fell to his Russian opponent and earned a bronze medal by forfeit when Friev of Spain elected not to wrestle. In the bronze bout at 2:13, it was 2012 Olympic champ Jake Varner who scored several takedowns for a 10-0 tech fall over Lagotzi of Latvia. Varner dropped his opening bout to 2010 world champ Kitay Gutsov of Azerbaijan. The score there 1-5, but he bounced back in the repechage rounds. He defeated his Azerbaijan opponent Roman Bakarov 7-2. 2009 world bronze medalist Pavel Delegnev added a bronze with a pin over 1998 world champ Alexis Rodriguez of Azerbaijan. Delegnev opened with a tech fall over Slovakia before losing bout 2 to his Georgian opponent. The score there a tight 1, 4-6. Now, one of the young athletes on the tour was Penn State's Nico Megaludis. He finished 5th at 125 after losing in the bronze medal round. Well, the United States would go on to finish 4th in the team standings with 43. Azerbaijan won the event with 138 points, followed by Russia and Ukraine. Assistant National Freestyle Coach Bill Zadek talked about the performance.
We competed hard as we always do, but we had decent results. 4 medals, five place winners out of 6 athletes, and we're very close to really having all 6 athletes in the placings.
The next day featured women's freestyle, and the entire 2014 U.S. Women's World Team was in competition. 2012 world champion Elena Peroskova had a great day. She brought home the gold at 138 and $10,000 in prize money. Peroskova beat Yuli Takash of Ukraine 8-2 and Lace Oliveira of Brazil 3-2 to reach the finals. It was there she jumped to a big and early lead in the finals against Japan's Yurika Ito and went on to record an exciting 7-4 win. 2 other Americans came home as silver medalist. Allie Reagan, well, she won her first 2 bouts at 128. She beat Aika Ito of Japan 4-4 and then Joyce Silva of Brazil 3-5. In the finals, she was defeated by 2011 world champion Gana Vasilyenko of Ukraine. 2012 world champ Adeline Gray had an amazing start. She opened with a 3-2 win over 2-time world medalist Burma Erkabat of Mongolia. In the semifinals, she slammed 5-time world champ Stanka Slativa of Bulgaria and won by tech fall. In the finals, Gray lost a 1-1 bout to 2010 World University silver medalist Hiro Suzuki of Japan by criteria. It was Suzuki who scored the last point for the victory. Winning a bronze medal at 121, 2012 World silver medalist Helen Maroulis. She had a 2-1 record. Her only loss came in the semis to 2012 Junior World Champion Chiho Hamada of Japan. Just missing a medal, Whitney Condor, who placed 5th at 116. The United States would finish with the second-place team trophy, trailing only Japan in the standings. Host Azerbaijan finished in 3rd. National women's coach Terry Steiner talked about the American effort.
We were ready to fight and battle, and overall I think it was a pretty positive performance. And it was very nice to have our entire world team together, performing together and around the coaches and everything else. So.
Let's take a quick time out. We'll be back. There's more USA Wrestling when we return.
ASICS has been there. They've been the lifeblood of the sport. It's been a long time, and they've been at the top of the game every year, forever. And I'll tell you what, now that I think about it, maybe that's where I've gotten my inspiration, because you know, I always want to be in the top of my game in wrestling, and I think that's where ASICS is and wants to be as well.
Hi, I'm Wayne Boyd, Director of Operations and Development for Titan Mercury Wrestling Club. The club was founded to help wrestling worldwide, especially at our senior level, of course at the collegiate level, and the high school level. But the most important level for Titan Mercury Wrestling Club is the kids level. And these are some of the guys today that will be tomorrow's Olympic champions. Let's hear it, guys.
Titan Mercury!
That's Titan Mercury Wrestling Club, San Marino, California.
Now let's head to Zagreb, Croatia. The 2014 FIDA Junior World Championships are underway. USA Wrestling Weekly is on site covering some of the best 17 to 20-year-old athletes in the world. Croatia is a small country that was once part of the former Yugoslavia. It takes great pride in its culture and history. A big part is wrestling. On the very first night of action, a lively opening ceremony took place with some great music and traditional Croatian dancing. The first 2 days of action are in Greco-Roman, and day one was a little bit of a disappointment for Team USA. Last year's FIDA Cadet World Bronze medalist in Greco, Idaho's John J. Chavez, well, he came in with high hopes at 163, got off to a great start, beating David Klimek of Poland in the opening bout 7-2, with all the scoring coming in the second period. In his second bout, Chavez drew a game Vlad Maria of Romania. Chavez was unable to get his offense going, and his opponent scored the only points for a 3-0 victory. When the Romanian failed to make the finals, Chavez was eliminated from the tournament. The other three U.S. athletes who competed all drew opponents from Russia in the first round. Old Dominion's Kevin Beasley was returning to the Junior Worlds for the second straight year at 211 pounds. He drew Russia's Lobazanov. Beasley jumped out to a 2-0 lead on a nice headlock, but the Russian scored 5 quick points to turn the match around, and when Beasley pressed the action, he opened the match up for a 12-3 tech fall. Beasley did not qualify for repechage when Lobazanov failed to make it to the finals. Dropping his first match at 110 was Josiah Seaton. He faced a tough Artur Petrosian of Russia right in the opening round. Petrosian scored first and kept his offense going for an 8-0 tech fall of his own. Petrosian would lose the following round, knocking Seaton out of the event. Now we go to 132. Iowa State recruit Dante Rodriguez fell in the opener to Russia's Sergei Emelin. He scored 4 times on a front headlock for an 8-0 tech fall. Emelin also failed to make the finals, and Rodriguez was knocked out of the tournament. U.S. coach Rob Herman talked about the first day of action at the Junior Worlds.
I don't like to lose, and I know they don't like to lose. You know, we drew 3 Russians, but you know we got to be better than them, and we can't be cheerleaders after the fact and hope that they make it to the finals. So we have to wrestle back. We have to take care of business on the mat.
4 finals were held on the first night of competition, and Azerbaijan would take 3 of them. At 110, it was Ibrahim Nurilyev who got Azerbaijan their first gold. He scored an 8-2 win over Zabitsky of Ukraine. Next, we go to 132. Azerbaijan again with another gold medal performance from Mutarov, who beat defending junior world champion Karin Azlayan of Armenia 4-1. Closing out the night for Azerbaijan at 211, Nureyev winner. He beat Kim Shinjun of Korea 2-0. The other champ on the opening night was Turkey's Bayrak. He pinned Iran's Payam Boyeri in the closing seconds of the match at 163 in the finals. Well, day 2 of Greco-Roman action at the Junior World Championships featured a stronger performance for Team USA, and it was led by the heavyweight Adam Kuhn. He's competing in both Greco and freestyle. Kuhn opened with a quick pin of Stepan David of the Czech Republic and used a quick second throw to lock up a pin in just 45 seconds. In the second round, Kuhn took out Sushan Lee of Korea. 8-5 was the score. Lee almost picked up a pin in the first period, but Kuhn fought off his back and scored a pair of 4-point throws in the second period. In the quarterfinal round, Kuhn used a nice hip toss to pin Adam Mertes of Hungary at 5 minutes 10 seconds of the round. Next in the semifinals, 2013 Junior World Champion, it was Sergei Semenov of Russia. He threw Kuhn and turned him twice for an 8-0 tech fall. This loss put Kuhn in the bronze medal round, where he faced Arata Sanada of Japan. Well, Kuhn needed just a little bit of time to take care of business. Sanada attempted a throw, and Kuhn took him the other way to his back, securing a pin in just 45 seconds. He was obviously excited after winning his Junior World bronze medal.
I got, caught in a couple positions I didn't like. I got beat up by that Russian in the semis, which, we'll see how he does in the finals, and, hopefully he has a great match, all the best to him. And then the finals match here, just went out there and just kind of went as best as I can, and I got into a position where I thought I could get the fall, so I just worked extremely hard to get the fall.
The other three U.S. competitors competing on day two were unable to reach the medal rounds, finishing with a 1-1 record at 145. Alejandro Sancho, he pinned Stefan Stigl of Austria in the first match with a slick headlock. Sancho lost in round two to Turkey's Arslan. Arslan hit two one-point lifts for the only point scored in the match, earning a 2-0 victory over the American. Arthur Caramona dropped his opener at 121 in a throwing war with Jan Lefter of Moldova. Both wrestlers scored big early, but it was Lefter who would open it up for a 12-4 tech fall in the very first period. Richard Carlson also fell in the opener at 185, falling to Lasha Gabadze of Georgia by tech fall. The USA finished in tie for 16th in the standings. U.S. coach David Beasley talked to us about Kuhn's great day and the overall team effort.
I've known Adam since he was about 7 years old, so that is his character. He's a fighter and he's tough. He has all the tools necessary to be a gold medalist. Didn't happen this time, but we're very proud of him with the bronze. Very proud.
In next week's show, we'll take you through the action of men's and women's freestyle at the Junior Worlds, where Team USA has some pretty high aspirations. The women's team will be led by OCU college star Cody Fau. Placed fifth at the 2013 Junior Worlds at 105. Another collegiate star to watch is Jamestown's Amy Fernside, who's coming off a very impressive silver medal performance at the University World Championships. A pair of cadet world medalists will look to make a big step up on the junior level. Marina Doi won 3 career FILA cadet world medals, including a world title in 2012. She'll see action at 97 pounds in Zagreb. 2012 FILA cadet world silver medalist Kayla Miracle will be looking for a medal as well, this time as a junior at 130. The men's freestyle team is star-studded, to say the least. It's led by 3 past age group world champs. We start with 2013 FIDA Junior World Champion Kyle Snyder. He'll look to defend his world title at 211. Snyder spent this last year at the Olympic Training Center and will compete at Ohio State in the fall. 2013 FIDA Cadet World Champ Aaron Pico will be in action as well. He now competes full-time in freestyle and will go for his medal at 145. 2011 FIDA Cadet World Champ Adam Kuhn is the freestyle heavyweight competing in both styles in Zagreb. And University of Iowa star Thomas Gilman will return to the FIDA Junior World Championships for the second straight year, this time at 121. Be sure to visit themat.com for updates. We, of course, will have a full report for you on next week's show. All right, stay tuned. We'll be back. There's more. You're watching USA Wrestling Weekly.
Each season, Liberty Mutual's Responsible Sports Community Grant Program awards $65,000 to youth sports organizations and school sports programs that demonstrate their commitment to responsibility in youth sports. Your organization could be one of our 20 winners this season. It's easy. Simply visit responsiblesports.com and click on the Community Grant Program. Administrators register their organization with the program, then reach out to rally parents, coaches, and team supporters to log on and review either the Responsible Sports Parenting or Responsible Coaching Guide. Then complete the quiz and showcase your mastery of the concepts. Every successfully passed quiz is worth a point that you can credit to your favorite youth sports organization or school sports program. Connect with friends, family, and neighbors to rally more support. The teams and schools with the most points at the end of the grant period win. It's that simple. Watch the leaderboard throughout the grant season, then rally more of your supporters to increase your totals. Liberty Mutual is committed to celebrating and championing youth sports and to financially supporting organizations that demonstrate their commitment to responsible sports. Join the movement and start earning points toward your community grant.
Well, USA Wrestling will host the 2014 U.S. No-Gi Grappling World Team Trials in Colorado Springs. It'll take place on August 30th. Last year, FILA indicated it would eliminate grappling, but they have retained a form of no-gi grappling, which is now officially called pancration submission, a style the U.S. has excelled in for a decade now. The trials will determine who will represent the U.S. at the 2014 Pancration World Championships in Budapest, Hungary, late October. A total of 9 weight classes will be contested, 4 in men's and 5 weight classes for women. The United States placed third as a team in no-gi grappling at the 2013 FIDA World Championships in London, Canada. It was led by men's champion Colby Covington, silver medalist Brandon Ruiz and Bahar Shahidi, and bronze medalists Matt Holt, John Albert, and Jason Patino. Grapplers can register online at trackwrestling.com through August 27th, or they can do it on site at the Colorado Springs location August 30th. It should be another great competition. Well, it seems like only yesterday that Jordan Burroughs, Jake Varner, Coleman Scott, Clarissa Chun all won Olympic medals for Team USA. Remember the 2012 London Olympics? But this week marks 2 years until the start of the next Olympic Games in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Rio de Janeiro will become the first South American city to host an Olympic Games, and more than 10,500 athletes from over 204 nations are expected to participate in the 28 sports and 41 disciplines. Well, the Rio Games will feature 2 new sports, golf and rugby. It'll also be the first Olympic Games since wrestling went through the successful Keep Olympic Wrestling effort to retain the sport in the Games. It's the next big chance to showcase wrestling on the Olympic stage and help remind the world why our sport should forever be a part of the Olympic movement. We talked with USA Wrestling Executive Director Rich Bender about the 2016 Games.
I think our women's program and our men's freestyle program are poised to win now. Our Greco program, I think there's still work to be done, but really excited about the direction of that program as well. And so no, we're not where we want to be, but we're going to get there.
Hey, we'll take a quick time out. Back with news from Fargo when we return. Stay tuned.
There comes a point in your life that determines who you are, whether you will lead or follow, whether you will fight or give in, whether you will win or lose, and what you will count as your victory.
Now let's take a trip back to Fargo, North Dakota. It was the site, of course, of the A6 Vaughn Junior and Cadet Nationals. Some of the nation's best young high school wrestlers, both men and women, were in competition there. And that means the top college coaches were there to recruit some of the future stars. New Northern Colorado head coach Troy Nickerson was in Fargo on his first recruiting trip for the Division I Bears.
People are really excited. The administration at the school is extremely supportive. They know that we can be a great program. They want to see us get better. Really, we've got all the resources that we need to win. So it's just an exciting time to be a Bear and part of the UNC program.
Nebraska's head coach Mark Manning was also in attendance, looking for the talent that could help propel the Cornhuskers to Big Ten and national supremacy.
They're fighting for one spot, and they're trying to win, a stop sign. Same kind of deal there, but these guys are fighting for a world team spot, and it's a pretty precious thing, one time a year, and so they're going to see great action.
UNI head coach Doug Schwab is coming off his best year yet, and he's looking to restock the Panthers lineup for the future.
It's one of the best tournaments in the country. You always come up to Fargo and love the action. I think some of these weight classes are absolutely stacked. So it's really fun to watch some of the best guys go against each other, and kids that you're recruiting see where they're at with the rest of the top guys in the country. I would definitely tell every kid out there you want to come up to Fargo and see where they're at.
South Dakota State head coach Chris Bono was also in Fargo looking for the future for his program.
You look for kids that want to compete. We've got our eyes on the kids that we know for sure, but I'm looking for the kid that that sticks out, that wants to compete hard, wrestles hard, and just has a passion for wrestling.
Now in his second year as the head coach at Pittsburgh, Jason Peters is looking to take an already strong Panther lineup and make it even stronger.
Well, I think, the first step is getting in their home and talking to them and getting to know them and seeing if the fit would be right for us, finding kids that want to work hard and really love wrestling. So really just building a relationship with these kids and finding which one will fit for us over the process.
Old Dominion's head coach Steve Martin has set high goals for his team after the success they showed in their first year as members of the Mid-American Conference.
They have to be good citizens off the mat is a big priority, and grades is obviously very important. So, the academics, living a good, clean lifestyle is probably two of the most important things, because everybody knows who's good coming out there beforehand.
Yeah, sure. Well, the collegiate coaches were also out in force for the women's freestyle action, including Jason Moorman. He led King University to the WCWA Women's Collegiate National title just last year.
This is one of the two tournaments where I do the most of my recruiting, so especially with how quick it's growing. I think I heard a stat that this tournament has grown 30-something% compared to last year in both juniors and cadets. So as a college coach, it's just crucial to be here.
Dave Matthews is the head man for the brand new women's varsity squad at Life University in Georgia. He was on hand in Fargo as well.
This is the best competition for the girls in the country, bar none. What we have here is we have girls from all over the U.S. and Puerto Rico coming out. And with all these girls in one place, it's easy pickings from the cadets to the juniors. We get to watch all the girls at one time and get to see the best of the best go at it.
Sam Schmitz leads the women's varsity team at McKendree University, a rising program that has high goals on the national scene.
A lot of it is just so that they can put a name, with a face and see who we are. We can see who they are, and we can watch them wrestle. A lot of these girls, sometimes we don't get to see them wrestle until they show up on this big stage, and wrestling girls from all over the country. So it's a good place for all of us to meet and get to know each other and see girls wrestle and be around. So.
Well, every year, USA Wrestling sponsor ASICS holds autograph signings with some of the greatest wrestlers and coaches in the country. Some of the wrestling greats who participated this year included Olympic champ and current Penn State head coach Cale Sanderson, Olympic champ, world champ, and legendary champion coach Dan Gable, Olympic champion and world champ, current head coach for Iowa State Kevin Jackson, Olympic champion and world champion, current Iowa head coach Tom Brands, and women's world champion Adeline Gray. The autograph sessions are a chance for some of our greatest wrestlers to give something back to the motivated young wrestlers from across the country. On behalf of everybody at USA Wrestling, we'd like to thank ASICS for setting these sessions up every year during our junior and cadet nationals in Fargo. Some sad news to report this week. New York City and international wrestling leader Seth Agonian has passed away. Cedric was highly involved in the Metropolitan Wrestling Association, the New York Athletic Club, and USA Wrestling. He was among the leaders who helped bring the World Wrestling Championships to New York City in 2001, and when the World Championships were canceled in New York City and moved to another city because of the 9/11 terrorist attacks, Seth was a major reason that the championships were brought back to New York and were ultimately held at Madison Square Garden in 2003, one of the greatest moments in American wrestling history. Seth made friends in wrestling across the nation and around the world, and we honor the life and legacy of Cedric Agonian as part of our important wrestling family. Thank you, Seth, for your love of wrestling. Our condolences to you and your family. You'll be well missed. Well, it's time for our USA Wrestling Photo of the Week. The pictures are sent in by wrestling families and fans from around the country and are also being considered for the photo contest page in USA Wrestler Magazine and USA Wrestling's Facebook page. This week's photo was sent in by Chris Brown and shows members of the 2014 U.S. Veterans World Team posing with Assistant National Freestyle Coach at the Ohio Regional Training Center. That's where they're currently training for the Veteran World Championships that will be taking place later this summer. Have your photographs considered for USA Wrestling's photo contest simply by emailing them to Gary Abbott at gabbott@usawrestling.org. Folks, that'll do it for this week's show. From all of us here at USA Wrestling, I'm Scott Casper, and thanks for watching.